uh, we are live streaming.
All right. Well, Katie, thanks for putting this all together. And everybody, thanks for joining us tonight, whether you're on the call live here or if you're on one of the live streams or if you're listening to this recording. It's always exciting to be here. We're here every week. It's Friday night for me. I tell people, I guess I don't have a social life. I'm home every Friday night. Here it is, 9:00. I'm working. But, people ask me, Katie, they say, why do you work on Friday night? Why don't you do this on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday? And my answer is that, in order to connect with the rest of the world, I'm up here in the Northern Hemisphere. You're down in the Southern Hemisphere. We, in order to get us both on the same call, the only time we can really do it is to do it on a Friday night or a Saturday night. And it's Sunday morning down there.
Yeah.
Or I mean, Saturday morning down there.
That's right. Well, Saturday lunchtime now.
Yeah. Okay. So it's Saturday. I kind of tell people that along the way, when I got started with network marketing, I like to share this story with people that I didn't get into it to sell products. I didn't get into it to sell products. And because I think people get that idea that we're a vitamin company, therefore we have to be vitamin pushers. We have to be vitamin salespeople. And that's the furthest from the truth. Because if I had to live on the money I made from just my pure customers, the people that just buy vitamins from me, I'd have to learn how to live on about $700 a month, Katie.
Right.
And I'm telling you, I couldn't do that. Do that. But so what happened to me, I mean, I'm not going to go through the whole thing. I got in a bad motorcycle wreck and I needed to find a way of providing an income for my family. I was crippled up. I was in a wheelchair. The doctors told me I might not ever walk again. And I needed to find a way to make money to provide for my family. And so I knew a couple guys who had made a lot of money in network marketing. One of my friends, John, I'm still friends with John. He's been in a couple companies since I got started with it. But John's made probably, I was thinking about it the other day, he's probably made 20 million in the industry. He's done really well for himself.
Wow.
And John is one of those guys that barely made it through high school, but he was really good at telling his own story and telling stories, and that's what network marketing is all about. But John told me when I asked him, because I knew that I wasn't going to go back to the clinic anymore. I was in a wheelchair for 2 years, and I asked John, "What do you need to do?" And he said, "First thing, find a company that you can wrap your arms around the company. And you can say, this is my company. This is a company that I can see myself." I mean, people ask me all the time. They say, "Well, how did you start your company?" Like I own Sizzle, and I have to laugh, and I said, "Well, I wish it was my company. I wish I had started Sizzle, but I've got my own little branch. I've got my own little franchise business, and that's really what we are. And the business isn't selling vitamins. The business is helping other people find a way to start their own business. Because I mean, sure, I'd love to own a Starbucks. I could be making a lot of money with a Starbucks. I could own a McDonald's or a Burger King or Hungry Jack's, I guess you guys call it down there in Australia. But it takes a lot of money to start up a business like that. When I went into chiropractic, Katie, first thing I had to do is I had to spend 6 years of my life going to college to get that degree, and then I had to pass a bunch of board tests so that I could get my license so I could practice. And then I had to find a place that I could open my business. It cost me about $200,000 just to start my business. I was already, $60,000 in debt. And then I had to get another $200,000 to start the business. So I was over $250,000 in debt, and I didn't have my first patient.
Wow. Before you started. Wow.
Right. And you think about that, Kate. So my first day of opening, and I did really good at preparing for my opening, for my grand opening. I followed a plan, and it worked. I mean, I'm not going to complain about it. It worked. But the first day was really scary. I opened my doors. You know how many people I saw that first day?
One.
and he forgot his checkbook at home, so he couldn't even pay me. I charged $20. I was $250,000 in debt, and the guy who came to see me forgot his checkbook, couldn't even pay me the $20. And I remember my wife at the time looked at me. She was my front desk person, and she said, "Oh my God, what did we do?"
Yeah.
And I look at network marketing. To me, to understand this business, it's so cool, Katie. I mean, because you really don't have to. You don't have to have a college education. Like my friend John, he's made over $20 million, and he doesn't have a college education. He barely graduated from high school. He's dyslexic. He can barely read, but he's done really good with this.
Yeah.
Because he's good at duplicating the process of what we're doing. And what we're doing is we're teaching people that this isn't a business of selling vitamins, right? This is a business that teaches people how to run a business. And I think that's an important concept that we have to get across to people, Katie, right?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. Yeah. And the sky is the limit. That's the other thing that I love about this business. The sky is really the limit. You and I are in the same team. We work together.
Yeah.
Either one of us could just go crazy with our business, and independent of each other, we could make tons and tons of money helping other people. Or we could enroll somebody, somebody like Sally, she could jump on board and go, "I'm going to make this thing happen," and she could surpass both of our incomes, even though we got started before she did.
Yeah.
That's the beauty of this.
Yeah. And that's where the person who you've joined up, or the person so-called, I guess, below you in terms of a timeline, they can out-earn you. And people don't understand that. So therefore, it is not the person at the top making all the money. The person halfway down can be making most of the money. So it really, doesn't work exactly how people assume that it does. And that kind of leads me on to, the title that I put for this talk, that it's, real products, real results, real money, real business, but it does take real commitment. And there's a lot of other opportunities out there that people, come across, and there may be no product associated with the company. The company actually, if you get down to it, is maybe illegally operating. It may not have been around for a long time. I mean, Sizzle's been around since 2006. It was founded in 2006, and it's still going. So
16 years.
Yeah, longevity. The company has longevity. And the Mowers recommitted themselves just recently with their dynasty trusts. They've got a 99-year dynasty trust, which means they're not going to sell the company for 99 years. It'll be passed down through generations.
And here in the United States, we call that a dynasty trust.
Right, there you go. Different pronunciation.
We pronounce a little, but exactly the business that supports us can't be bought or sold from outside of the family, the Maurer family, for 99 years. Let's just say it's 100 years. Yeah. And isn't that just cool that they put that in place? Because, Katie, this isn't my first network marketing. When I got in my motorcycle wreck, when John and I were talking, I got involved with another company, and I'm going to tell you that story because everybody has a story. And here's my story. I got involved with another company because I thought they looked really good. They were growing. They were 3 years old. I'm thinking, I'm going to be on fire. I'm going to do this really good. I jumped on board, and in 2 weeks, Katie, I was one of the top 10 enrollers in that company. It was fun. I was having a lot of excitement with it. And I made a little bit of money, but it just never seemed to kind of take off for me. And 2.5 years later, they announced that they were going to make some big changes in the company. What actually turned out is that the owner was starting another company, and he had figured out that he could start another company, move everybody over there, and make a ton more money on that company. And he made a weaker compensation plan. And he just basically shut down the company that we were in. And everybody was on board. We just money gone. All the income that you'd been earning. And so the dynasty trust, or the dynasty trust, as you guys pronounce it in Australia, that's protection for us. That's protection for us, that they can't do that to us. They can't all of a sudden just go, yeah, we're going to pull the rug out from underneath your feet. You built it. You built this for us. And now we're going to steal it from you. We're going to steal it back.
And resell the company. So that's not happening. And, when we talk about real products, I mean, a lot of companies out there, their products are just, are they really life-changing products? Sizzle have quite a number of products that have been just absolute game changers for people that, I don't even know if we can say it. Well, I'm going to say it's my personal opinion. I believe that without some of the products that people have used, they may not actually be here. That's my personal opinion. I'm not claiming to choose.
I don't think a lot of us would be around if, I mean, there would have been a lot of people who would have failed to survive the last couple of years, and we won't say why. But Katie, so I brought this little pill bottle with me. I don't know if you can see it.
Yeah, TSX.
Yeah. So I was on my way to St. Louis. I was going to be a speaker at an environmental medicine conference. So it's a good day's drive to get there. And I was going through Omaha, and I happened to stop and see an old friend of mine who had also made about 5 million in the industry in network marketing. And I stopped and talked to him, and he said, Curt, you got to listen to this recording, and you got to take a look at this product. Right. And he gave me this product. He gave me a bottle of it, and it's not a cheap product. I mean, there's 30 pills, there's 30 capsules in this bottle, and retail price on it is what, $150 approximately. Yeah. So think about that, everyone. So a little tiny bottle with 30 pills, retail value of $150, right? So that's $5 a pill, and you're thinking, oh my God, they're ripping you off. Right. But I knew about the science of this because I was going to all these anti-aging seminars, and I just really heard about the anti-aging information on telomeres. And the Nobel Prize was given to a group of scientists because they had discovered that they could reverse the telomeres age, which helps to keep us so that theoretically we can't make any giant claims or anything, but in theory we could live longer. And I just really understood that science. And all of a sudden I'm listening to Tom Maurer Sr., the founder of our company, talking about this product that he had developed using that science. The other product that was on the market at the time, this was only the second product of its kind that I'd heard of ever at that time. The other one cost 3 times as much, and it had about a tenth of the ingredients that our product had.
Yeah, wow.
And I thought, I got to take a look at this, because I'd met the scientist who worked on with the Nobel Prize, and so friends of mine had been involved with that. And so Katie, that's what got me involved, because as a doctor, I wanted to have products like you said. I wanted to have real products that worked.
Yeah, they get real results. Yeah, we're not, there's the aspect where, you're doing a business just to make the money. I mean, there's a million ways we can make money. There's so many opportunities in business, but like, if your heart's not in it, if it actually doesn't bring you happiness, it doesn't bring you joy, you're not going to be able to do it for long. You can't just do it for the money, because it's just not enough. Like, you won't have the motivation and the desire to stay there. I mean, this is why you and I are still here doing these calls after how many years we've been doing them every single week. We barely ever take a weekend off, maybe at Christmas, that's it. And we're here every single week because the products have made such an impact in your life, in your family's life, in your friend's life, and the same for me. And I honestly don't think if I hadn't have met you and started using these products, like, I wouldn't maybe even be here. And, you could say the same for many of your family members. That's how much these products mean to us. That's how much of a difference they make. And the added bonus is there's a business alongside it that earns real money, and you can stay motivated because you know that these products get results. And so because they're getting results, it's easy to keep that motivation going because you're actually making a difference. I mean, at the end of your life, I think, you know, if you were going to die tomorrow, the last thoughts on your mind will be, you know, what impact did I make on the world? And you'll be thinking about your family and friends. Was I kind? What relationship did I have with them? So it'll be those two sort of things that will, you know, stay with you. And so, you know, you can join any other company, but, you know, if your heart's not really in it, I can't see it working.
Yeah. You know, and I hear people saying all the time, yeah, but I'm not very good at sales. You know, I don't want to get into vitamin sales. You don't have to do that. You know, I'll tell you, Katie, you know, you and I were talking today. What are we going to talk about? Well, the thing about it is that you brush your teeth every day, right?
Mm.
And I brush my teeth every day. I take a shower and I do my dishes. I do my laundry. So we've got a line of products that really, it's products that you already use. You know, the difference is that our products are toxin free. They're safe to use every single day. You know, some of our anti-aging skincare products, Tom Senior, he passed away, you know, a couple of years ago, but he and I were talking. I said, how safe is your product? And he took a scoop of it and he ate it. It was a skincare product. And he said, it's so safe you can eat it. And he said, it doesn't taste very good, but you can eat it. And, you know, and I thought there's validation when a guy who knows exactly what's in his products, he's willing to do that. Right. So, but you can start your business by not recommending anti-aging products. If you don't want to get into the whole science of anti-aging, right, you can go into you know, the business of just helping people have non-toxic products in their house, like toothpaste and shampoo and conditioners and laundry detergent and all that stuff. And you're not spending extra money. You're not having people spend extra money that they wouldn't already spend. With the cost of everything at the grocery store or the department store now, you're really not even spending that much more buying these non-toxic products. So really, you're all you're doing is you're changing your spending habits. You're buying from yourself, from your own store. You got to be smart about it, though. You got to pre-order. You know, it ships out of Utah, and so for you guys, it takes a couple weeks to get it. So you got to plan that.
It's less than that. It's about
is it
a week? Yeah, it's about a week, 10 days at the most.
About a week to 10 days.
For Australia.
So you plan, yeah. So you plan a week, 10 days, 2 weeks ahead, and you order the products that you think you're going to need for the month, and now all of a sudden you find 3 other people that are willing to do that. I mean, I'm Katie, I'm going to make this as simple as I can. You find 3 other people who are willing to do that, but they're not just willing to do that. They don't want to just become a product of the product. They don't want to just become their own best customer. What they want to do is they go out and they find 3 people of their own that want to do the same thing, that want to have this switch in spending, buying from themselves. This is the whole concept, everybody. This is the concept of it. I haven't told you to go out and find customers. Find 3 people who go out and find 3 people who want to do the same thing, and you just get them to recreate that. And I'm telling you, if that's all you do, in a year's time, let's just say a year, you do the math on it. I'm going to tell you, do the math, take and just draw it out, you know, go 3, 3, 3, and draw that out. And everybody's finding 3 times 3 times 3 times 3 times 3. And let's just say that you multiply it by 3 every month. So in 12 months, you're going to be making well over $1,000 a month, well over $1,000 a month profit on your business. And Katie, how much time does it take to really put into your business every week? And you're active in the business. I mean, you're putting together slide presentations and things like that. You're really active in your business. How much time do you actually put into it on average 7 days a week?
I spend mostly, it's the weekend that I spend on my sizzle business. So, you know, I'm not spending as much as people probably think I am, and I could spend a lot more time if I wanted to. I think.
But yeah, I know you're in, because we talk every day, so I know you're engaged in the business every day.
Yeah. Oh yeah,
Go
every
on a
day. Yeah, there's a sizzle conversation going on. I guess it's hard to define because it's one of those businesses, and this is what makes it great, is that you work it in and around your lifestyle. Like you're not necessarily saying, "Oh, I'm going to dedicate this whole day to sizzle." I'm just kind of working it in throughout the week.
Yep.
Conversations here, follow ups here.
You whittle off 5 minutes here and 5 minutes there while you're
Yep.
driving to work. You get
Yep.
on the telephone and you call your buddy and you say, "Hey, Ian, remember what we were
Yep.
talking about the other day?" And you get into a conversation. You do 5 minutes here, 5 minutes there, and at the end of the day, maybe you put in half an hour.
Yeah.
And I'm telling people, that's what I try and tell people. If they could honestly give me a half hour a day,
Yeah.
and you do that, you're going to get all your money back, and at the end of the year, you're going to be making a nice profit, and that's just going to continue to grow. If you continue to put that half hour honest of work, not just fiddle faddling around, not shuffling papers, not reading emails. I'm talking honest work,
Yeah.
half an hour a day. At the end of a year, you're going to be making a nice income, right?
Yeah.
Wouldn't you agree?
Definitely. Oh yeah, for sure. You put the work in because, really at the end of the day, it's focusing on the activity, not the results. If you do the activity, the results will come. In fact, I've got it written up on my board there. It says focus on activity, not results, as a constant reminder to me. So when, start to feel anxious, things aren't going your way, and it doesn't really matter what it is in life, be it, the sizzle business or anything else, you start focusing on your daily activity instead of, getting all upset about the results that you may or may not be getting, then the results will naturally come because they come as a result of the activity. And so the focus just needs to change. And, with working the business, it's like, it's just worked into my lifestyle. It's just part of my life. So to me, making a phone call here and there, that's not work,
Yep.
to me. I don't feel like it's work. It's, I enjoy it. If I felt like it was work, we still wouldn't be having this conversation 12 years later.
That's right. Well, and a friend of mine, he actually, made, like I said, over $5 million in network marketing. He challenged me one time. He said, "Curt," he said, "I want you to talk to somebody new every single day for 90 days. And he said, "I want you to share with a complete stranger. I want you to share something about Sizzle every day for 90 days.
Yeah.
He said, "I can guarantee you that if you do it, you're going to see your income go up." And some people laugh and they when I tell them this, but I'm really not that outgoing of a person. For me to actually go out and meet, 90 new people that I've never met before, one new person every day for 90 days. That was a challenge for me. That was the biggest challenge because I'm kind of an introvert, and I know a lot of people laugh when I say that, but really I am. But I did it. And I was talking to people and it was uncomfortable. But sometimes you have to stretch your mind. You have to do something that you probably normally wouldn't do. Right? Because in this industry, let's face it, who grows up in high school and says, I'm going to do network marketing? That's what I'm going to do, Katie. I'm not going to be a fireman. I'm not going to be an astronaut. I'm not going to be an engineer. I'm going to do network marketing.
Not many people.
I don't know anybody. In fact,
there
my
must have
three
been
boys.
one though.
Yeah, there must have been one. I haven't met them, but my three boys, they were taught in high school. All three of them were taught by the same business teacher. They took this business class, and in the business class, they were taught that it was a scam. That's a scam industry.
Yeah.
And my kids would come home and they'd tease me about it. Say, "Oh yeah, our teacher says you're in a scam industry."
Now they teach that at university. They're teaching network marketing as a subject, and this comes back to being weary of a company having a proper product attached to it. And it's not just a product. We've got products that worked. Our products have patents on them. Like what I've said, they make a difference in people's lives. It's
That's right.
It's a real, honest, genuine business. And I think it's something that people can be proud of, to be sharing products of such high quality that make a difference. We've got
Yeah.
so many great, I mean, if people are looking for that information, they say, well, I don't know what to share with people. Okay, well, you can talk to them about the business opportunity. When you go and start talking to them about the product, you only need to go back and look at the last 5 months of calls that we've done. They're on YouTube. We've done ones directly talking about Sizzle. We've talked about just ingredients, general health talks that you can share with people to see if they're open to this sort of thing. And so there's many ways that you can go about it. The information and the tools are there, and I know they work because we've been using them. So it's really about making that decision.
And the company is so legit, Katie. I was just listening to Caden Maurer, who's the founder's grandson, and he was sharing on a call just earlier today. He was sharing on a call that they just manufactured 1.5 million meals that they're donating to third world countries to feed children between the ages, school age children. They're donating 1.5 million meals to give nutrition to these school age children, because when you look at the statistics on it, there's so many children that are starving in the world, not here in the United States or not in Australia. I mean, the United States and Australia, we're all fat and overweight because we have so much food. But, over there's a lot of countries that the children don't get enough food. They eat rice and beans. So we're making a nutritious meal that we're just donating across the world. And no money goes back to the company. There's no profit from it, and it's all run by donations by people like you and me. We donate our money to have these meals produced, and that all goes into producing the meals for these kids. And it's cool. So you start thinking about that we're not just selling vitamins, right?
Yeah.
That's a very small part of what we actually do. The big thing is, like I'm trying to get across to people, is that, how'd you like to, what would you do if you could go to work, do your normal job, and most people at the end of the month, they barely have enough money to scrape by. But at the end of the month, what would you do if you had an extra $1,000? If you had to spend a half hour a day, but at the end of the month, you had an extra $1,000 that you could spend any way you like. Half hour a day. Now, in your regular job, if you went to work today and you put another half hour in, and at the end of the month, you put an extra half hour in, and you went to your boss and said, "Yeah, give me an extra $1,000." Are they going to give you that $1,000, Katie? I worked an extra half hour a day.
No. And people are working longer hours now for the same pay, less money. Wages are not keeping up with inflation. That's for sure. Right. So if you have a job that has an income cap on it, it presents a future challenge potentially. So, that's the great thing about Sizzle, is that if you put that extra work in, you're rewarded. If you put that extra work in and you join an extra business builder, you introduce 3 new customers, you will see real money deposited into your e-wallet that you can withdraw out
immediately. Yeah. Next week.
You can withdraw it out, and you can spend it on whatever you want. On a bill, you can put it towards your mortgage, put it towards your car payment, so it's worth putting that effort in. And if you're listening to the call now and you've been using the products for how many years, I know there's a lot of people with us that have been using the products for a long time, then this is definitely something worth considering and taking a closer look at. And I know that Sizzle's got planned some really exciting stuff coming up here in the next month, so I think it's enough to get everyone excited, and I'm really looking forward to it. And I'll be doing some more business calls and starting doing that in this coming month now.
You bet. And I think it's really important that we get people engaged in understanding the whole business of it. And part of it is that I think a lot of people have a misunderstanding. So we got to talk about that a little bit too. They have a misunderstanding of the business. That's why I'm saying we're not vitamin salesmen or anything like that. The other thing people ask me all the time is they say, well, do I need to motivate people? Do I have to do motivational calls like we're doing right now? I wouldn't say this is a motivation call, but it is. It is. Do you have to do it? No. You can invite other people to get on the call with us. We do this every Friday. You can invite people every Friday to jump on this call. and just share this call throughout the week, and just, you get people to listen to it. You say on Monday, you go to work and you say, hey, Bob, I'd like you to listen to this call. My friend Curt and his business partner Katie did this call on Friday night, and they're sharing information about how we could possibly make an extra $1,000 a month.
Yeah.
And it's going to take a little bit of work. I mean, that's key. And we'll help you. Katie and I will help you. All you got to do is call us up, and we'll help you do it. We're not going to do the work for you. That's key. But we'll help you do your work so that you understand how to do it. We'll help you build your business, right? Because in the bottom line, it's your business. And you don't have to sell big ticket items. Like I was saying, this was a $150 product, right? You don't have to do that. We've got toothpaste. It's, it's cheap. And I mean, it's not cheap. It's inexpensive compared to a $150 bottle with 30 pills in it. And Katie, you don't have to sell high ticket items, right? Like I have friends who are in network marketing, and they market $5,000 products. And I think, wow, that's got to be a hard sale when I talking to somebody into, hey, buy this $5,000 thing. I don't really know if it works, but buy this $5,000 thing, and hook it up, and let's see if it actually works. But hang on, my computer says my battery's low for some reason.
Okay, your charger might be about to die. But yeah, having people purchasing products regularly every month that they're consuming on a monthly basis, they're committed to, I personally would prefer that than having, selling a high ticket item here or there. I think it's a lot more sustainable, especially as you build your customer base. You want a product that's repurchased each month. I think I've lost you. That's okay. We're at the end of the call anyway. We've just done the half hour. So I guess I'm going to end the call if Dr. Curt is not coming back. I think his computer has died. His battery's gone flat. So I want to thank everyone for jumping on the call today. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope this information was valuable to you. Stay tuned. We've got some really exciting stuff coming up for the coming month. And I'm really looking forward to it. And here he is. He's back. And yeah, Curt, I was just closing out the call. Are you there? I know. Yep, you're there.
I can't believe that, Katie. When my dog ran by, he unplugged my extension cord.
That happens. So I was just closing out the call and saying that we've got some exciting stuff happening for the coming month, and stay tuned. And we really appreciate everyone getting on and listening to the recording. If you're listening to the recording, or if you've been watching us live, we're streaming out to YouTube. We're streaming out to our Facebook groups. So you can't miss us now.
You bet. Well, Katie, thanks for putting this together and putting together the streaming room. And folks, like I talked about, if you're interested and you're listening to this, get back to the person that shared it with you, and just tell them, just say, hey, I'd like to find out more. Yeah. If you're listening to this and you want to connect with Katie and I, and and you're not part of our team, call us anyhow. We'll give you advice on what we're doing, how we're making this thing work. And we're not experts by any means. We're not top money earners in the field by any means. But we're learning as we go, and we're willing to help other people do the same thing. And that's really what builds it, is that you take that and you run with it and you make it work. One way or another, we're going to make this work.
Yeah, that's it. Have a great week, everyone.